Hi. Hi.
Hi.
We are Weather Girls. And have we got news for you? Not really. We're not the Weather Girls. Not really, I know. We could be mistaken for them.
They're still going, aren't they?
I have no idea.
They are. They're still going in various incarnations. I think possibly like a daughter has taken over from one of them.
Well, it's like the 3 degrees. The 3 degrees are no longer the 3 degrees.
Well, that's climate change for you.
No.
Yeah.
What's her name? Ferguson. Sheila Ferguson.
Sheila Ferguson.
I mean, she was kind of really the main one, wasn't
yeah.
she? Because she had the voice.
Yeah.
Even though they were all very talented. I loved the 3 degrees.
Oh, did
I
you?
did. I thought they were fabulous.
Well, they're mostly still going as well, aren't they? In various guises.
I've just said that.
Yeah.
I've literally just said that.
Oh, I literally wasn't listening.
No.
No. Literally.
God.
Oh, dear.
Anyway.
She did that, what was it she did? She did a show, didn't she?
Sheila.
They all lived together in the house.
She did that. Yeah, let's go and live in India or something.
Oh,
the Marigold
a hotel
Doodah.
thing. Yeah.
Doodah
right.
and Lala.
Yeah, that was quite fun, that.
Anyway.
The reality one rather than the film we're talking about. Yeah. Yeah.
I've moisturised my lips so we can start.
Yay!
Vivibalm, the answer to all your problems.
I wish it was.
And talking about Vivi, get well soon, love. She's not been very well. Go on. Get well soon, love.
Yes,
Hope you're feeling better.
I'll give you a call at the beginning of next week, see how you're doing. Yeah.
And if you do need anything, reach out. That's a song.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Was that the 3 degrees?
No.
Who was it? I'll be there.
Yeah, I can't sing it because of copyright.
No, you can't.
Don't make me sing.
No.
Don't make me sing it, Paul.
I can't think who it was.
No, don't make me sing. Yeah, it was the something
The
else.
doodahs.
Was it the something else? You know, like the
Marionettes.
Rubettes or the
Sopranettes.
Titettes.
Babettes.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anywho, welcome
Pipettes.
to the Pipettes.
The pipettes. They were a very thin
The
group.
Teat Pipettes.
The teat pipettes.
That's a good name for a group.
That is actually
I'm going to
quite
call
good.
my group that.
Yeah, the teat pipettes. Yeah. And then when you could clone them, and they could be petite pipettes, couldn't they?
No, it doesn't work,
Yeah.
Paul. Just took it a little bit too far and it's no longer a thing. Shush now. Welcome to the show, which is called
Sunday Chat.
That's Richard and Paul's.
Sunday Chat.
It's slow, bit of a delay today. I think we need to
I
fix
think
your
that's it.
settings.
I'm a bit tired today.
Are you?
I am. Yeah, I am.
Anyway, let's get on with the show before I get bored. Right, so welcome, because that's what it says on the list.
Yeah.
Welcome, bloody welcome to all of our subscribers all around the globe. I don't need the miming, Paul. All around the globe and within the universe and solar system and beyond in other dimensions. If you're a multi-dimensional being watching right now, let us know. Leave a comment below. So yes, thank you for following us on.
Do it telepathically. Couldn't they? You could do it telepathically.
I've already had the message. Okay, it's old news now. So, what was I saying? Yeah,
thank you.
That's it. We
Welcome.
are of a certain age, so
Yeah. Well, I am.
being 39, you know, brain fog and all of that. I have had a bit of brain fog this week.
Have you?
Yeah. even though I sorted out an Excel spreadsheet.
I know you did, and he made much of that.
Yes.
Because he was very proud.
I was.
Actually, you did something that I think I would have to Google to actually work it out. Because even though I use Excel spreadsheets every single day, virtually, it's mainly about sort of columns and rows and adding up and things like that, where many of yours are drop-down menus and things, aren't they?
Well, I had to Google it as well. But because of the course I did, I had more of an idea about what I was looking for.
And more confidence, you'd be able to do it, maybe.
That's right, Paul.
Yeah.
So anyway, welcome to those of you who follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Richard and Paul, and of course our exclusive private group on Facebook, which is Planet Vegetaria. That's a Facebook group by Richard and Paul. Richard and Paul since 2017. That's contractual. Anyway, and also, shush now, Paul, God.
I haven't said anything.
No, exactly.
At that
I
point.
can just feel you were about to say something psychically.
Yeah.
And also, of course, our
Interdimensional
coffee
being.
page.
Yes, coffee members.
Where you can support us for a small price of a small coffee. It is the price of a small coffee these days, I tell you.
I don't know how much coffees cost nowadays.
Too much money.
Most probably. Yeah.
Anywho, we usually kick off, for those of you who are perhaps new to the channel, Le Channel de Richard et Paul. We usually kick off with a weather report. 2 words. Grey blanket.
Yes, it's a bit.
Stuck over the UK.
Yeah, it's mild. It's really mild.
It is.
I mean, it's incredibly mild. At night as well.
I'm able to get away with a thin jersey cardigan today.
Oh, how lovely for you. Mind you, at night he's still got his... What, you got your hoodie thing?
Well, yeah, because it is cooler in the evening.
Yeah, it does get cooler, but it doesn't get cold.
But the house is staying kind of warmish.
It is. There were spells of lovely sunshine today.
Were there?
A bit earlier.
I think there was one spell.
No, there was a couple. I had to put my sunglasses. I was going to the plot because we had a work social, and I thought, shall I take my sunglasses or not? I thought, no, I will, and I'm glad I did.
Good.
Because I needed them at several spells whilst I was down there.
Sunny spells means small gaps in the cloud where the sun peeps through for about 2 minutes.
Yeah, and then
disappears
pops away
for the rest of eternity.
It's going to get a little bit chillier over the coming days, apparently. But Thomas Schaffenegger did say yesterday that the back end of the coming week is going to be marvellously mild. So there we are. A bit chillier and then marvellously mild.
So that's coinciding with my days off.
Oh, is it?
Is
I don't
it?
have that in your diary. Oh,
My usual
Your usual
days off.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
So, you know what? Where I'd really like to go to? I'd really like to take a trip to Greenwich.
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 It's spelled Greenwich.
It
but
is.
It's pronounced
Greenwich. I haven't been there for... I think the last time I was
I've
there
never
must have been... Didn't you come to the ice rink there?
Not at Greenwich, no. I came to the ice rink at Hampton Court and...
Kew.
And...
Windsor?
Windsor,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, because 20 years ago I'd be in the middle of getting organised for like 8 temporary ice rinks around the country.
For
mainly
Christmas.
in London for Christmas. Yeah.
Yeah, so I didn't go to Greenwich, and of course Greenwich is the home of the National Maritime Museum.
Have you ever been to Greenwich?
I've literally just said I've never been to Greenwich.
Oh, I literally wasn't listening again. Yeah.
National Maritime Museum, the Queen's House, which is
Yeah.
part of the National Maritime Museum. I'd like to visit there because I've been inspired by the book that I was talking about. Because at the Queen's House there is the Tulip Staircase, which is purportedly the world's first self-supporting staircase. And a ghost was photographed on the Tulip Staircase.
There we are.
So I'd really like to go and see if I can see the ghost. Yeah. So
and the
we've also
painted
got,
hall. You've got the painted hall.
I don't know what that means.
It's a glorious, huge reception room. It's like a dining room.
And skip to
in the naval part.
Yeah, and lovely. You've also got the Greenwich Meridian, which runs through Greenwich. That's Greenwich Mean Time. And at that site where you can stand on the meridian is the observatory, the Greenwich Observatory. Also from Greenwich.
And on either side of the meridian line you can stand.
Also at Greenwich is the amazing view from Greenwich Park, or whatever they call it, of the city in its complete glory.
Which is on the other side of the Thames.
Yeah. So I really want to go to Greenwich. So I think we should make a pardon me,
a day trip.
A day trip out of that. Take a packed lunch.
At some point, yeah.
Although there are cafes available.
There are, and of course there's the Cutty Sark there as well.
Is that a boat?
It is a boat. It's a ship. Yeah. So that's there.
Not bothered about ships.
I haven't been there for 2 decades, I reckon. Gosh,
is that the one?
Long time.
Is that a ship they dug up? Or is it one that was preserved?
It was preserved.
What's the one they dug up?
The Mary Rose.
The Mary Rose.
Yeah. I don't think they dug it up. They lifted it out of the ocean. That's what they did.
I've not seen that.
That's in Plymouth.
And
or
the other
Portsmouth?
place I'd like to go, talking of ships, I'd like to go to Sutton Hoo.
Oh yes,
at some
Sutton
point.
Hoo. Yeah, we watched that film, didn't we, a few years ago?
Is that
was
Suffolk
good.
or Norfolk?
Yes, it is.
It's Suffolk.
It's Suffolk or Norfolk. I think it's Suffolk, isn't it?
Is it?
I'm sure it's Suffolk.
In it though?
I'm sure it's Suffolk.
I don't know.
I'm sure it is, but I may be wrong.
Okay, lovely. So there we are. Coming up in the next few weeks. Trips out.
Things.
Things to do. Places to see. People to meet.
Pie and mash shop. That's what I remember. Pie and mash shop in Greenwich.
Well,
I went to a pie and mash
but
shop.
do they do a vegetarian alternative, Paul?
You see, I'm not sure they do.
I don't mind the mash, and I don't mind the liquor, which of course is a parsley sauce.
Liquor? I barely touched her. Yeah.
Paul, you can't say things like that on our wholesome family show. So, of course, this week has seen the beginning of the seasonal festivals here in the UK and around the world. Halloween.
Yeah.
And Diwali, the Festival of Light.
Yeah.
So, that was last night. Was it last night? Yeah, it was. Yeah, because we're the 1st of November today. No,
we're the 2nd of November.
So
this is coming out on the 3rd. That was 2 nights ago.
No, it wasn't.
It was. It was. Halloween was 2 nights ago.
So, it was a very, very busy Halloween street.
Yeah.
I can tell you right now. And I think the reason for it is the past few Halloweens have been a bit weird.
Bit damp as well.
Last year was foggy and damp, very foggy and very damp, I remember. So I think that puts people off. The year before, we were still nervous about COVID.
Were we?
Yeah.
Really?
It was 2022, wasn't it? Year before that.
Yeah.
And the years before that were COVID. Lockdowns.
Were they? God, I can't remember.
So we've had all of those sort of interruptions in, kids being out doing stuff that means interacting with neighbours type of thing. So this time was crazy. It was like gangs of feral children roaming the streets, seeking sweet treats. Not from this house.
No.
The first year we moved into this neighbourhood, we got prepared. Oh no, the first year we got knocks at the doors and we weren't prepared.
Yeah.
So the following year we did get prepared. We got loads of sweets in, stuff like that, made sure the lights were on and ready to, give sweets to kids. And nobody knocked.
Yeah, I know.
So I said, I'm not doing it again. I'm not spending
the
all that
thing
money
is now,
to have to eat all the sweets myself.
The thing is now, it's become convention that if your house is decorated with
Yes.
a carved pumpkin or something like
Yes.
that, then you are knocked
Yes.
at. If you don't, then
you're
you're
not.
not.
And that's good.
Yeah.
Because everybody knows where they stand.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
And you're
that's
not
fine.
buying unnecessarily huge family bars of dairy milk.
To eat yourself.
To eat yourself.
Yeah. What frustrated me was the following morning I went shopping and I was shocked at the state of our road.
And the streets.
There was sort of like empty coffee cups, there was empty wine bottles, empty alcohol bottles, there was paper everywhere, plastic, tat. And I'm not talking about, on hedges, I'm talking about in the road, just discarded as people were walking up and down.
Litter.
And I have...
Disgusting.
I mean, it's terrible. We have the Hootie, the Hanwell Hootie, and where we have tens of thousands of people in the street for the Hanwell Hootie. And they are brilliant because they have a clean-up team and you go out early in the morning at 9 o'clock. The following day, the streets are completely clean.
But a lot of those people aren't from our area anyway.
A lot that come aren't, but I think a lot of the people that are on Halloween are local people.
That's what
and
I'm
for
saying.
them to be dropping things in the street in their own literal backyard.
Why are you surprised? I mean,
Well, I'm not that surprised.
every
actually.
half term and every holiday you will see an increase in dog poo everywhere because the kids are out walking the dogs and not picking up. And I've seen an increase recently, and funnily enough, it's been half term, of dog poo bags discarded in the streets. And
insane.
yeah, but are you surprised? Look at the state of many of the people's front yards. Filthy messes.
Are they?
Overflowing recycling
Oh
bins.
yeah. No, I can't bear that. Bins that are too full. Because in where we live, you can have two sizes of bin and recycling bin. You can have a jumbo bin. We get rid of our bin maybe once. We could get rid of it once a month, if not less. Other people...
We don't generate a lot of rubbish.
No, we
at
don't.
all.
We generate very little. Other people, virtually a few days after the trucks have been and gone, their bins are already overflowing. And you think, how can you generate so much rubbish? And much of it, I'm sure, could actually be properly recycled in one way or another. But anyway, rant over. Yeah.
I guess, families, children, busy times.
I don't
all of
care.
that.
If you're going to have a child, you should bring them up ready to be prepared for the future. Because if you're not actually looking out for the now, then you're not looking out for the future for your kids.
Yeah,
that's it.
What I was going on to say before you rudely interrupted me, Paul, what you do see is a lot of stuff that clearly hasn't been broken down and flattened.
Well, no, exactly. Exactly.
Or torn up,
Yes,
so you can fit as much into your bin as possible.
Compacting.
I know.
Compacting. I'm getting like, what's it, Serial Mom. I really am. Brilliant film. Do watch it.
And of course, you had Diwali as well, which has sort of gone on over 2 nights.
Thursday and Friday.
And the first night, there weren't as many fireworks. It wasn't like living in Beirut.
No, it was most probably only about 5 hours of intense fireworks rather than bombardment
But
of fireworks.
it wasn't as bad as
it
previous years. Last night there was a local firework display which we heard.
Yeah.
It went on forever and ended on what can only be described as a bomb.
Yeah.
Because the deep bass sound as it went off reverberated through the whole house.
Ridiculous.
So that's over with now. And of course the next
I'm
treat,
not sure it's over with.
the next festival
got
that
Saturday to come. That's
we
today.
have to look forward to is November the 5th,
Yeah.
which is Guy Fawkes Night.
Yeah.
So there we are.
Hey ho. Hey ho.
La la, tits and bums. Super duper. So Paul, how has your week been, Paul? You went down to For Earth's Sake and got involved in doing the stock take.
Oh yeah.
How exciting. Make it exciting, Paul, and interesting.
We did a full stock take of the whole shop, and it took about 7 hours to do it. Because the thing is, you see, when you've got stock, you've got the stock in the dispensers, and then you've got separate stock which you need to weigh, because of course you have bags that you use to fill up the dispensers. So it's sort of taking stock of everything in the shop and everything in the storeroom, if you like. So it took rather a long time, but everything was done accurately, and I have now put all of that data into the software that we use for selling. So we're in a much better position going forward to know when we're getting low on some stock, rather than just sort of thinking, oh, we must have some of that, and then we find out that we don't, so we need to order it quickly.
Well, I can't quite believe after the length of time you've been operating that hasn't happened sooner.
Well, I haven't been operating that side of things. That's because for the first 4 years, or 4.5 years, it was being done. I wasn't involved in that side of things. So, yeah. Oh, there we are.
Well done, Paul.
Yeah.
Excellent.
So that was good.
And are you keeping your cheeses under lock and key, Paul?
We are, because you need to at the moment.
Well, did you see that article about the cheese disappearing? Was it Neil's Yard?
Neil's Yard. So many years ago, when I was in the West End, what was it? Covent Garden. The Neil's Yard opened, which is a sort of well-known now sort of cheese and dairy outfit, and it opened. It must be like 35 years ago, something like that.
Well, it's not just cheese and dairy.
No, it's lots of other things.
It's like an apothecary.
It is, but
and
it's
now a delicatessen.
Absolutely, but they produce a huge amount, or they have produced for them a huge amount of cheese. That's what they're known for, particularly. And they've had 350 wheels of cheese stolen. But stolen because they actually arranged to have a distributor that they work with come in, take these 350 huge barrels of cheese away, to find out that it wasn't actually the distributor that they normally work with. So,
didn't I
all
see
very odd.
Somebody had been arrested?
I haven't seen that. No, have they recently?
I
The
don't
last
know.
day or so?
I don't know these things that happen in jolly old little England.
I mean, it is amazing. What's amazing to me, apparently this was a fraud that went on, because it was a fraud really rather than a theft, because they defrauded the company in being able to go and pick up the cheeses, and it's £300,000 worth of cheese, something like that. So yeah, the company thought it was dealing with a real distributor that was going to be distributing these to France, and it turned out that it was basically a fraud.
Haha. There we are.
Well, yeah, I think it's fascinating.
Also in the news this week, we've had our government budget.
We have.
It's been done, the first budget by our new Labour government.
Well, the first Labour budget for about 15 years or so, isn't it?
So, yeah.
And it had been trailed as being a really challenging budget, and I think it was better than I had expected it to be. There was lots of raising of taxes of national insurance paid by employers, not employees, but paid by employers. So that was quite interesting. I think it went up from 13.5% to 15%. Of course, if you're a small business, you can claim £5,000 of national insurance that you would pay. You can claim your first £5,000 back. But yeah, I thought it was quite good.
Yeah, I guess if you're a small business owner who's a smoking alcoholic, then it's not going to be a great budget for you, is it, really?
No,
Really?
no. But I mean, I still think there's a lot of sort of further taxes that should be done, and I'm still a believer in taxing the rich because the rich aren't taxed enough. But all these multimillionaires that go on about, oh, we're going to move away from the UK if X, Y, and Z happens.
Thank you, Paul, for your wisdom and insight. So, Paul, you've been down to the block this morning, haven't you? Because you're having a bonfire social, leaving me all alone
Well,
this evening.
very briefly. So it's our annual bonfire social. This is an opportunity for any wood detritus that has been collected over the year to be burnt in a really hot fire. So this morning I was down there, we had a work social getting ready for this evening, so we have 2 barbecues going as well. There'll be a sort of smaller little bonfire in a great thing for people to do marshmallows. And we got all that sorted this morning, and then this evening the bonfire's being lit at 5:30, and I'm just going down for the first sort of 45 minutes, something like that, because I am tired and I sort of don't want to be out too long. So yeah, but it was a really good work social this morning. We got everything done for the bonfire, and we got things done around the site that needed to be done as well. We took down a tree that had died. We cleared up an area that I had on the list to do for 5 years. We finally got that area cleared. So yeah, the work parties start again now once a month for the next sort of 4 or 5 months. So that's just to get the site in order for the next growing year.
Would you like me to make dinner tonight, Paul, for you?
Well, that would be lovely. Yeah. That would be fabulous. Yeah.
Cheese and crackers?
Cheese and crackers I'm happy with, absolutely.
Lovely. So,
how's your week been, Richard?
well, you can see if you watch my daily vlogs. So it's time for the intellectual bit.
People will be going, thank God for that. Yeah.
Oh, here we go. So 3rd of November.
November.
3rd of November. Where has the year gone?
Yeah, we said that, didn't we? October flew by, and September flew by as well.
Oh, a nice short one.
Yay!
Oh, thank goodness. I don't know how to pronounce it. A trait. A-T-R-A-T-E. A trait. A trait. One who, like Prince Hamlet, dresses all in inky shades is an attrait. As Cockram's 1623 dictionary has it, one clad in black, a mourner, from the Latin ate, atta, black. Well, how do you pronounce it?
Atta.
Atta. A trait also appears as the name of the black vulture, and as an old botanical term for the blackening of vegetable tissue.
Never heard that.
No. In modern times, of course, one doesn't need to be in mourning to be in a trait. I wear quite a lot of inky shades.
You do,
don't I,
yes.
Paul?
Yeah.
And such stylish persons, me, may be seen everywhere.
Oh, there we
Let
are.
us dedicate the word then to the man in black himself, Johnny Cash, whose second studio album, The Fabulous Johnny Cash, was released on this day in 1958. There we are.
Well, I've never heard of that word.
You have now, love.
Well, I have
You
now,
You have now.
But no, that's a funny one. Is
Good.
it? What is it? What's all the people who wear inky shades and black? What are they called?
A trait.
No, sort of in the modern thing. They're things, aren't they?
Goths.
Goths, that's it. Goths.
Emos.
Yeah. It sounds a bit like that, doesn't it? Yeah.
Anywho, shush now, Paul.
Shush now, Paul.
It's time for What Have We Watched on Television This Week? So, this week we've watched a couple of documentaries. It's that time of year, isn't it?
It is.
It's that time of year where people want to sit cosily on the sofa, falling asleep to a documentary.
He fell asleep right next to me. When we were in bed the other day, he fell asleep right next to me. I got so hot. I really did. I don't mean I got so hot.
Well, I'm not surprised.
I got so hot. I had to, when you've got...
Yeah, all right.
You've got to stick your leg out of the bed because it acts as a chimney to cool you down
don't
a
make a
bit.
meal out of it.
Oh.
Shush now. Honestly, going on and on and on. Crikey, this is not the Paul show.
That would be dreadfully dull.
Well,
Yeah.
isn't that called a week at the plot?
Maybe I could sort of paraphrase it, just call it dreadfully dull from now on. Yeah.
Well, maybe you get more viewers.
Maybe I would, yes.
Well, I mean, none of the videos we make are filled with sparkling
Repartee.
wit and repartee. I mean, it's just real life,
Yeah.
which frankly, most of the time is
Dull.
and boring.
Yeah.
So, welcome.
Little glimmers of sunshine.
So
though.
we watched Secrets of the Pyramids with Dara O'Brien. That was rather fun.
That was.
We also watched Digging for Britain with that girl
Yeah, with
you
the
know,
with the doodah hair.
who very often has her hair pink.
Yeah. That was good.
And she's an archaeologist, and that was quite interesting as well.
I'm enjoying all of those sort of historical things.
We
at the
watched
moment.
Solar System
Yes, we did.
with Brian Cox.
And it was quite a good one. It was Ice World.
But I did fall asleep.
Yeah, but it was that time of day for you to fall asleep.
I can't help it. Honestly, I can't. I just go.
He does, yeah.
I can't actually fight it.
No, you
Most
just...
nights.
Well, I know, because
It's
you fall
like-
asleep.
It's like being anaesthetised by television.
But you did wake up again, didn't you?
And then quite happily went back to sleep.
No, and then we watched...
No, I know, we watched
Pitch Black.
Oh, God, that's pointless, isn't it?
Yeah, but you didn't fall asleep during that.
Well,
And we've seen it 500 times.
so this is the one with what's his name? The actor? I don't know what his name is. Some
He was, I can't
action
remember.
person, isn't he?
Yeah. He was in all the Triple X movies. I don't mean like
Is
the
it?
porno
He's
movies.
not Vin Diesel.
Vin
is he?
Diesel,
Is that
that's
his
it.
name?
Vin Diesel. Yeah.
I don't even know what
Yeah.
that means.
Well, it means Vin, as in wine.
Vinny.
And Diesel, as in...
Is it
Yeah.
Vinny though?
No, it's Vin. Vinny is Vinny. Vinny, the other one.
Vincent.
Well, it could be Vincent.
I
but
don't
he's
know.
Vin Diesel. That's what
But
he is.
don't you find that these Hollywood movies, they're literally all the same? There is like a formula.
Well, of course there's a
that they
formula.
use
Absolutely.
in the editing process, in the script, in the camera angles, the way it's paced. It is bizarre if you really stop and think about it. All of these films follow a formula that is designed to make you feel excited.
Well, if you look at all
Isn't
the
it?
Disney films, all of the main sort of plot points that happen in the Disney films all happen at the same time.
Well, even the animation is reused in the old Disney films.
some of them were.
In the old paint, when they used to hand paint them.
Yeah, but of course they had to. They only, if they weren't reused, it was just the template of the walking that was reused.
But some of the sequences are the same.
Yeah, I know. There's the
There's one in the Jungle Book, which is the same as
Pooh Bear.
Bear, Winnie the Pooh.
Winnie the Pooh, yeah, in Winnie the Pooh, they're the same. I think when Christopher Robin goes up a tree, it's when Mowgli goes up a tree at the same time.
Mowgli,
not Mowgli.
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 It's Mowgli.
Is it Mowgli?
You don't
anyway, when
mow
he goes
a lawn,
up a tree,
do you? You mow a lawn.
Well, yeah, bow and boff and all of that. Anyway, so yeah, they use the same sort of framing for it, but it's all recreated.
Anyway, whatever. So yeah, formulaic but entertaining.
Yeah.
But it's bizarre. It really is bizarre how the psychology that is employed by these studios.
And they become very successful because of that. Because in some ways it delivers newness from us feeling comfortable about the situation, which is when things come along like the Blair Witch Project, things like that are completely different. It throws everything up in the air. But generally, studios and that will go back to what
they want to be safe.
They do. Yeah.
Don't they? They really want to be safe. So,
and that's the same with music and much of art and all of that. And then then something comes along that breaks that, and it either takes things forward or it gets sort of sidelined and left behind, and things just go back.
It's the same with any kind of art.
Yeah, absolutely.
People break the mould, and it inspires people to go in different directions.
Oh, when we went to Kew last week, we saw Banksy, didn't we?
Where was it?
It was at on Kew Bridge, as you come off Kew Bridge, going towards Kew rather than sort of towards Brentford.
Yeah.
There's a Banksy on the left which I'd never seen before, and it's covered in plastic. A big plastic sheet. Yeah.
So yeah, that was Pitch Black.
Pitch Black.
We continue with The Lincoln Lawyer, which I'm getting a little bit bored with now. So I think you're going to continue that on your own. It's not doing it for me. It's not floating my boat.
I don't think it's as good as the first two series.
I find that the whole programme, it starts off with the run-up to the titles, which again are designed to make you feel excited.
And the titles, I notice, are like 5 minutes into the programme now.
Yeah, so they do
quite
that.
A long way in.
Then they sort of tell the story, and then there's a couple of little light bits from certain characters. And then you've got the sort of twist at the end of each one. That's it. So I feel like it's all filler. And it just doesn't keep me inspired.
Well, it's not keeping you inspired, no.
Not at all. We continue with RuPaul's Drag Race.
Which continues to be engaging and fun.
It's a good series. It's a good season. We also continue with House of Ginger, which again for me is it's not doing it.
No, it's not doing it for me either. We watched the second
I just don't think it's that funny.
No, it's quite. It's not even dry.
The editing is very slow.
Yeah.
It feels as though...
It needs to be sharp.
Yeah, it just needs to be tightened up. The content needs to be ramped up. It's just too light. That's it for TV.
We watched Only Connect as well.
Well, yeah.
Which, you know, is always a little bit interesting, a little bit boring at the same time. I like The Wall, when they do The Wall, and then the bit at the end where they take all the vowels out of things and you've got to say what something is. I enjoy that.
God. I'm pleased. So we're saying goodbye now.
Goodbye now.
And have a great week.
Are you going to have a great week?
Always.
Always.
I always have a great week. Yeah.
What were we watching? Oh no, that Liza Minnelli was in Drag
Liza
Race.
Minnelli.
Liza Minnelli was in Drag Race.
Liza Minnelli.
Liza Minnelli.
Minnelli.
Oh, my
Minnelli.
brain's not working today. Yeah.
Honestly. So, yeah. Anywho.
Yeah, we're going.
Bye. Take care.
And I will be along very soon with, what's it called now? A Week at the Plot? Dreadfully Dull. I'll be along in a few days with that.
So bye for now. Thank you, bloody thank you.
And thank you to all our coffee members. Thank you to everybody.
Yes,
thank you to people who aren't watching because they don't like us.
Yes,
thank you to everyone. Bye. Alexa says bye too.